Hello, welcome back. But it is testing day. So here I am again with public live stream test number 2. The reason I'm here with number 2 public live stream test is because one of you clever souls wrote to me about 10 minutes after my last live stream about an hour ago, my first test, and said, hey, you mentioned doing some earrings with those tiny gemstone charms. So how do you make them mirrored? And then, of course, I said, oh, well, happy me. I got a test number 2 coming up. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Leslie. Good to see you, ladies. Thanks for being here, you guys. I know my members are like, we totally knew she was going to do this because she's like that. All right. So somebody wrote and said, hey, you just showed us a live stream where you did this cute little charm. Here it is. If you haven't seen the live stream, you can go, one back from this one and see this one. And then I mentioned that you could make them earrings. And so somebody said, hey, how do we do the mirror? So I'm going to show you the easy way to get the mirrored, wrap on this. And, on this one, you can hardly tell what the mirror is but you can, because here it is. It's the wire that comes in front and goes to the right. If you're going to make an earring, some people don't care. They make 2 of them this way. But some people want the second earring with the little wire going to the left. So how do you do that? Okay, don't forget, you guys, I need thumbs up. And let me tell you what this test is all about. I have viewers from all around the world. So if you're on the other side of the globe, what I'm hoping is that you will give me a little bit of input about how this stream quality is. Sometimes in our membership live stream, some of my viewers and members that are very far away or not in the United States, sometimes we have the audio cut in and out, and sometimes, hey, Cheryl, welcome in here. And sometimes we have other disturbances, but not all the members get that. So this is part of my testing with public live streams, is to see, if you're experiencing any kind of weird streaming, interruptions, please let me know. And if the audio sounds weird or anything, let me know. Okay, so what I just said, I'll start because I have quite a few people in here. Welcome, everybody who just jumped in to my impromptu test number 2. I'm going to show you how to do this in mirror fashion, right? So easy peasy, it is on the very first spin. So I have 7 inches of 20 gauge round, soft copper wire. I put this down here on my measure, and I'm going to just go 2 inches back. And I'll just put a little dent so I don't have to remeasure the second one. Oh, good. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that input, my dear. Thank you. Cheryl says it looks and sounds great on her end. All right. So for the first, the first live stream, I showed you the one. So I'm going to show you that one again. Little, so here's the shorty, 2 inches, and then the rest of my 5 inches. I'm going to hold on to that 5 inches nice and delicate. I'll put my index finger on top at my 2-inch mark. I'll put my index finger underneath that mark where I want my loop. And then I'm going to take the shorty, and so the maneuver looks the same, but pay attention. I'm going to take a twist of my fingers, like kissing fingertips, and I've just spun the shorty on top. You see that? Shorty's on top, okay? Left finger, or this finger, for me, started up on top, and this finger started below, and that's what caused this twist. Now, when I turn this over, the short wire's underneath, and the whole thing goes that way. So I'm going to snip off. I'm just going to do the whole thing. This is the same size 4mm gemstone, so I'm going to take off a little bit of wire because it's going to be long from the bottom of my gemstone. I have my shorty underneath. I'm going to take this and do my little spiral, so I have a seat for my gemstone. So after a couple of turns, I'm going to move to my flat plier, take it right here at the curve, and continue in a sideways fashion to make your little seat for the gemstone. Okay, this fits my little gemstone. And like I said in my last live stream, It just takes a little practice. You just do some scraps and figure out how many turns for your gemstone. Okay, so that's earring number 1. Now, earring number 2. Remember that in number 1, we put the left finger on the top and the shorty finger underneath. Okay, and earring number 2, everything is the same except for the index finger on the long side goes underneath. The shorty finger goes on top. The spin now takes the short wire, same spin, takes the short wire on top of the long wire. And you make your same little loop. And now when I look at it, I don't even have to flip it. It's already underneath. So I'll measure my 1 inch from the intersection and cut. And that's it. That's the single turn that makes these mirrored images. Now, when I turn this wire, and I can still turn it however I'm comfortable. So if I'm comfortable this way, I just spin it this way, get my spiral underneath it. Since I'm right-handed, I don't have to, do anything weird. I'm going to continue the cup all the way, or the spiral all the way up. This one's probably a little big, so I'm going to do a little love tapping here. Squeeze it down. Now, this seat needs to be underneath. So you can see that very first turn was the only change that I needed to make, and it gives you a mirrored seat. So everything else you do is the same. It just automatically goes mirror now, right? So here's my gemstone. I'm doing the mirror one first. If you guys have questions, you can throw them down. If you're spinning your wire right now, then right on. Make these. Okay, so make sure that that long wire is right at the bottom edge of your gemstone. You're going to hold it all. When you push up against it, it wants to push the gemstone off center, so get a good grip. Okay, make a nice soft curve, then release yourself and spin this whole thing so that this now points on top. You can take a nice look at your gemstone, make sure it's still on the seat, and come around again all the way to the top and cross the top intersection. So you got your first layer. And then you just keep going. The soft shoulder of the gemstone is that bend right there. You got to get your wire right above it or else it falls out, and that should make sense. Whoop. You see how I'm turning? The back is slipping sideways. You got to keep that under control. And it's just gentle negotiation of your fingers and the wire, and you just go patiently. This size gemstone, it might be 3 coils. I like to make sure I'm up on top of that gemstone. So here's my last one, and I'm going to cross it to the diagonal, just to the left of my loop. Okay, that looks really good. I'm going to come back here and scooch the butt over if I need to. I pause, do the other one. This is how we do earrings too. One and then the other one, or else they come out different. I'm going to get my gemstone seated in there. And now you notice the turn goes in the opposite direction just automatically because of the first thing we did with the wire. Okay, so once you learn that, then you understand that, at least for this capture. Yep, it works for ovals, Cheryl. I might take a second and do a quick oval for you, dear. So I'm making a nice public test of my live streams that I normally do with my membership once a month. We do these on the last weekend, and then, we have a lot of fun. And they're very long. We do big projects. I've got a lot of requests from my public subscribers for live streaming, so I thought I'm making a test now to see if you guys enjoy it. Okay, so there, I spun this one. So now if you look at them, we're working them one at a time. They look mirror and they look the same. This one, the loop is maybe a little bigger. I don't care. All right, so from here, hold the front and the back. Make a soft 90 degree. Hi, Rando. Welcome. Cheryl, welcome. Leslie, Nancy, if I didn't catch. I can see people in the room, but I don't know who you are unless you type hi. Okay, So I'm going to take it all the way around my gemstone nice and easy with a nice soft 90-degree and then the whole loop around. Okay, and I'll pause right there. Thank you, you guys. Thanks, Leslie. And then I'm going to catch the second one up. Make sure that my back end is seated right. If your coils are a little bit off, like this guy, you just, before you go on, get a fingernail in there. I know that's why my fingernails look like this, because I do that. All right. So I'll get my wire lined up nice and graceful to the left of my neck. I'm going to make a soft 90-degree bend, holding this first coil in place as I go, and then I'll just take it all the way around. A little sharper. Okay. I'll get a plier on it, a nice sturdy little plier. Close it up. Give a snip about 1 or 2 millimeters off of that loop. Don't cut your loop. It's a common thing. We end up cutting like this instead of out here, and we snip the top of our loops off. It happens. You don't think so, but I know, because I do it or did it. All right, then you take a little plier. This is a chain nose plier. And then you get the tooth on the wire. Make sure you're really on it. And then just get that end tapped back. Tap your loop forward. Feel that, and if you feel it, then sand it, right? And I feel mine, so I'll probably end up sanding mine, but not here in my little live stream. I'm just going to cut it short and tap it. So this one, the coil goes to the left. Hey, Jan, nice to see you, dear. Thank you, Leslie, for saying they look awesome. It's my second test today. So I'll finish this one. I'll go around the neck nice and tight. Don't pull, don't push. Bend the wire and hold that first coil down. Get your plier on it, your fine plier. Tap it nice. Tap it nice. And then give a little snip, giving yourself enough to turn it back. And now you have a mirror paired, a mirrored pair. And then you make a little sanding there if you need to. Oh, good, Leslie. I'm so glad. So now when you look at them, you make this one a little cuter than I did, but you can see that the coils are mirrored. First coil goes this way. First coil goes that way. All right? Bada bing. There you guys go. Matched pair. All right. Somebody had a request for an oval one. So I'll do this one again. I'll just peel this one out. Okay, so the first twist, I only have one oval, I think, on the desk. Oh, maybe we got lucky. Look, I have two. So I'll make it a little longer live stream. So these are oval. These are 8 millimeter by about 6. So I'm going to take more than 7 inches of wire. Maybe I'll take 8, give myself 1 extra inch. I probably don't need it, but better to have a little extra than not enough. I think that's about right. Yeah, it'll work. So 7, maybe 8 inches on your ovals, you guys. Hey, Susan. Thank you. Yeah, this is my first public live stream. I do live streams for my membership once a month on the last weekend of every month, and we roll about 3 or 4 hours of live stream. We got crazy this last weekend. Well, we go 5 or 6 hours. We made 3 pendants and then a pair of earrings on the Sunday. But I have a lot of requests from my public audience too. So I'm doing a couple of tests today. I did one earlier and now I'm doing another one for my overseas people. So if you guys are seeing this and it's going good and you don't have video or audio interruption, let me know. Give me thumbs up. And if you just love me, give me thumbs up. I'm going to measure 2 inches back. 2 inches is still enough to give you a nice little seat on a bigger cabochon like this. So I'll do one wire at a time again. To make them mirrored pairs, it was 6 hours. It was, Nancy, wasn't it? We had to eat and take breaks and all kinds of stuff in between. It was so fun though. Okay, here's my short side. Here's my long side. So the long finger, index finger, goes on top of the spot where you want the loop. The short index finger goes underneath for the first turn. So we spin the little loop. You don't have to care, you just have to care about the size of your loop, okay? And then get it like that. The finger already made it go one direction, okay? Put that one down. Get 2 inches on the other one, but this time, the index finger to the short side goes on top. The index finger for the long side of your wire goes underneath. And this time, when you spin the wire, the shorty automatically comes on top. And you do like that. And it's already opposite. Bang. That's it right there. And then before you go further, look at your 2 loops. I didn't do that last time, and adjust them so they're the same size. Make this one a little smaller and make that one a little bigger. But you can see they're already opposite. Okay, so now everything else you do doesn't matter. You just have to keep the shorty underneath. That's the seat. So I'm going to leave the whole length on because I have, hey Jan, welcome back, dear Nancy. I have a oval, so a little bigger. So I'm going to take the same maneuvers. I'll get it's probably longer than I actually need by far, but we'll see. I can always cut it off. And I'm just going to go spin my loop. Okay, this is an oval. So once I start to approach my intersection, I'm going to start to try to elongate this one a little bit. Did you see me just elongate it? I gave a little more space here, a little less space there. So when I do that again, and it probably wouldn't matter. This is too much wire. I'll have to take it off. See, even teacher eyeballs the wrong stuff. So that's probably too big for my gemstone, but before I cut anything, I'm going to put it up here and make sure. It's just a smidge too big. I'm not going to cut anything off. I'll just leave it. So you get your gemstones situated sideways, the middle of where they intersect here. Hey, Cheryl, welcome, my dear. Where the wires crisscross right there, that should be centered to the side of your stone. It's tricky. I'm not going to lie. Hold steady, real steady, and then brace the stone right here. It's subtle, but if you brace it, that wire will come down a little tighter on it. Okay? Try to get that bend all the way around, and then you got to let everything go and be brave. Let everything go and get yourself turned around. Set that center of this gemstone back up there. The oval pushes it out a little bit, so you got to kind of, tap that wire a little bit. Get it back into position and hold it. Put your finger here so the frame doesn't spin, so you can get this next turn. See here, I got my finger. So this one, bring it in front. That will give you a nice close hug, you see? And then you keep going. Don't worry about the listing in that top. We can fix it. So this one is oval, so you kind of have to turn it, okay? Rather than spinning it in your finger there. So keep going, and you're climbing up the gemstone. We have to make it above the curve of that shoulder. So this is 8 inches. I think I said 8 inches of wire on this. So here I am. I'm above the gemstone shoulder. I know this because it isn't falling out. And it feels, you can feel it, right? So this is listing. So before I go anywhere and do anything, I'm going to make small corrections. Get my hoop looking nice again. Woo! I'm really off. Stick this guy in here. Okay, so in the loop and a little correction. Then look at it. You get the idea. Correct yours better than mine, this impromptu live stream. Okay, so there it is. And now I'll make a soft turn. Woo, that's going to bug my OCD. It's because my first gemstone seat wasn't as, there it is. Okay, little muscle finger. So you get it turned, come all the way around. You can cut it off and send it to the back, just like we did those first little ones. Woo! I see I got a serious list. That's okay. You all forgive me. Or you can take the length of your wire and, do a little design. So you can drop a little curly on here if you want to. All the way, whoop. All the way around. And just do a little curly up there if you want to. If you do the curly and you say, meh, I don't want it, cut it off. You didn't ruin anything. And spin that little tail back around and, go back to your original idea. So the oval is a little trickier, especially if you've got kind of weak and weary hands like mine today. I've been working all day and then through these little impromptu live streams in here. But the trick to getting the oval correct is to set that cross into the center of the gemstone. Oh, you missed the first one? I'm still here for this one. Let me see if I can cheat and just scooch this whole thing over. I'm going to be brave. It's a little better. Yeah, that works for me, right? So if I had started out with the base in the correct size, that probably wouldn't have happened to me. We'll see on the next one if I lied to us or not. There we go. A little tighter, a little firmer, a little cleaner. So nothing is a give up if it doesn't work the first time, you guys. Keep fiddling, right? All right, let's go for the opposite one. So here I go. The shorty is underneath. I'm trying to read you guys. Oh, I missed one of those. Love those. Oh, yeah, these make great little gifts, great little earrings, great little charms, all kinds of great little things. We always need small cabochon techniques of all kinds. The long wire bothered me, so I'm going to take off a 1/4 inch so I don't stress myself out again. And because I don't need to turn this in any different way, I'm just going to use my plier and my right hand, just like I did, and I'm going to start my spiral, and I'll move to my flat plier, get on this curve, and I'll keep going up, right about there. Try to elongate it, that way more than this way. You can fiddle it. I think you get what I'm saying. I'll stick my gemstone in here, my oval, making sure that it's as centered as I can get it. Whoop. Look, did you guys catch it? I almost made a boo-boo. I went on top. And it probably would work anyway. But since I'm making mirrors, shorty goes on the bottom. This turn would actually work either way. But I don't want to confuse newbies, right? So we go one way, we choose something. Make sure that I'm aligned to the bottom side of my gemstone. I'm going to brace that little loop. It gives me leverage when I push the wire to turn. Otherwise, the gemstone and everything wants to go. It would make really cute bracelet dangles, Leslie. That's a fantastic suggestion. Check the lay of this gemstone again. Hold steady and come up the side. This one worked out a little more evenly. And get it going across there. So that's how the first row should look. A little more centered than my last guy, but kind of good that it happened because you can see that it can be fixed. And so now I'll continue my coil. I'm coiling up and inward. So I make it above that gemstone. Yeah, bracelet dangles are a fantastic idea. I'm trying to read and wrap at the same time. Okay, so here I go for this side, and then it's the same, all the way around the bar, the neck, and you can trim it and tuck it. Okay, so there you go, mirrored pairs, and there you go, oval mirrored pairs too, you guys. I like to squeeze this way first. Get it pushed to the back, and then you can take your nice cut. Remember to get off your loop. Don't do that. Do this. Okay. Yay, I appreciate you guys so much for jumping in here again today for test number 2. And now you can put your little earring hooks on them and you got matched pair. Matched pair. And I made more of these, so there we go. Matched pair. Some of my loops. Okay, you guys. Yay. Excuse me. Woo. So I have a tutorial on this little thing from 3 years ago. It's in my video catalog. I would watch, these live streams instead because they're better than what I did 3 years ago. But there you go. I appreciate every one of you. Much love, much gratitude, and thank you again for being here for my live stream test number 2 for Q charms and now mirrored pair charms. Have a great day, you guys. We'll see you next time.